Welcome to your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Monday, October 14. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Opposition leader Bishop Joseph Arthurlee appears unperturbed about the man chosen to replace him as the Barbados Labour Party candidate for the St. Michael West constituency. On Sunday, businessman Chris Gibbs scored a decisive win at a nomination meeting to contest the next election on a BLP ticket. However, Arthurlee, who won the seat in the 2018 election for the ruling BLP, is confident that he still has the support of constituents.
I don't know of any challenge, and there have been margins of victory which have been equal to that and larger than that in other races. When I came to St. Michael West, need I remind you that Branford was winning the election by almost 2,000 votes? That's bigger than... I am just telling you that there are margins of victory in elective races in Barbados which are equal to that and larger than that. I have not addressed my mind to any challenge coming from any particular individual. I was elected by the people of St. Michael West to represent them, and I continue to do that and look after their interests daily, as well, might I tell you, of the interests of many who are not constituents in St. Michael West and who come to me from other constituencies in Barbados, near and far.
Arthurlee says he has every intention of contesting the seat on a People's Party for Democracy and Development ticket whenever the election is called.
I have not seen or heard of anything that should indicate to me, and unless the Lord above says to me in clear terms, you should not run in the next election, Joseph Arthurlee, God willing, will be running in the next election. He is still the duly elected representative of St. Michael West, may I remind you.
The opposition leader made the declaration during a press conference this afternoon to launch the candidacy of Andre Cave, who will be contesting the Christchurch West constituency, and Paul Gibson, who will be contesting St. Michael Northwest at the next election. Prime Minister Mia Mottley sets the record straight on her administration's overseas travel. Addressing a nomination meeting at the St. Michael West constituency held at the St. Leonard School last night, the Prime Minister explained that the country's name and reputation had been driven into the ground for the last decade. As such, she said her government has been rubbing shoulders with international leaders and officials in order to put Barbados back on the world stage.
No amount of letter writing or emails or phone calls would cause people to believe that Barbados has a different government or that Barbados is back and Barbados deserves to be trusted again. Too many times in the last 17 months, I have heard people tell us, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs can tell you, Jerome, that they thought that Barbados just was not interested. Up to last night, he reported to me from a trip out of Italy. The Italians put money there for the whole Caribbean to use, and no response from the Barbadian government before, to the point where people felt that we were not interested. And in this world of fake news, you can't send an email and cause people to know that you're the same body or you're different. You have to go, and you have to shake hands, and you have to build networks, and you have to work with people to give us the best chance that we can get for this country.
Ms. Mottley told party faithfuls and, by extension, critics that her government will travel once it is necessary.
We have been working beyond the call of duty because we know that we have a narrow path, that we have to bring this country back and to give us the best possible opportunity. Even when travel takes place, there's no extravagance. You are on a plane a Saturday, a Sunday. The meeting is the Monday. You're back on the plane a Tuesday and a Wednesday. You're not traveling first class. You're not staying in no Ritz-Carlton or Four Seasons or Shangri-La. Ask the minister. In fact, they laugh at me and tell me that I have them living very basic. But that is because it is not about luxury. It is about giving Barbados the best possible chance. And this government will remain focused to do that which the Democratic Labour Party did not do in the last decade.
Governor General Dame Sandra Mason today presented recipients of the 2018 National Honors and Awards with their insignia. Among them were former President of the Senate, Carrie Ann Eiffel, and retired educator Dame Evanson Carrington. Eiffel told reporters she is humbled to receive the award.
I feel honored, privileged, and humbled by the honor today because I go through my life, I do what I do, not for recognition or for honoring, and so occasions like these help me to remember that what I do is recognized and valued by others.
Okay, can you tell us what it may mean for others, even in the disabled community who may be striving, perhaps, to be recognized or just doing good work?
For persons with disabilities, opportunities like today represent another way in which we can show society that we contribute and add value. A lot of people think of persons with disabilities as only recipients of charity, recipients of others' work. But when we are recognized for the work that we can and that we do engage in, it is something that we are extremely proud of because it means that other persons will respect us even more and recognize that we are citizens with purpose like everybody else.
Dame Evanson, who is 101 years old, says she is blessed.
Well, I'm truly honored and humbled to be here this morning. And I think I count myself really blessed that God has kept me up until age 101. And my son and my daughter are here with me. And that is one of my greatest blessings. My two sons and my daughter. And I'm sorry that the younger one is not here as he lives overseas. But this has been a delightful morning. And as I said, I'm here in all humility. And I graciously accept my award.
In sports, former West Indies batsman Phil Simmons is the head coach of the men's senior team. The 56-year-old beat out Test legend Desmond Haynes and incumbent Floyd Riffer to secure a 4-year contract. Simmons led West Indies for 18 months before being sacked in September 2016, just 5 months after overseeing the Caribbean side's capture of the 2020 World Cup in India.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Craft Center. Kick off the weekend this Friday from 4 p.m. to midnight with loads of food, drinks, and entertainment. Get ready for Crop Over with the Rhythm Roots Street Parade. Party like it's Kadooman Day on the street around Pelican Village with costume reveler, music, and more. It's Festive Friday. It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Village Center from 4 p.m. to midnight. Admission free.
In news from the region, Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says general elections will be held in the country within the next 100 days. He made the revelation at a public meeting on Sunday night. The Prime Minister told supporters they should begin preparations for the poll, which is constitutionally due by March next year. Skerrit is seeking to have his ruling Dominica Labour Party win a 5th consecutive term in office. And finally, relatives of a woman who was killed by police through her bedroom window are calling for federal officials to investigate the shooting. We get more in this report from Reuters TV.
A grief-stricken family demanding action.
This man murdered someone. He should be arrested.
And a city promising to deliver them justice.
This will not be an opportunity for us to make excuses, but rather to investigate this case to the fullest.
On Monday, relatives of a Fort Worth woman shot dead by a police officer demanded the officer be fired and an independent agency investigate the killing. 28-year-old Tatiana Jefferson was killed by a single shot on Saturday when an officer fired through a window into her home while responding to a call for a wellness check. Body cam footage shows officers circling the home armed with guns and flashlights. The officer fired less than a second after giving this command.
Put your hands up, show me your hands.
In her final minutes, her family said Jefferson was playing video games with her nephew. The 8-year-old's mother says the boy witnessed the shooting.
The first thing he told me was he was sad. And I asked him, why was he sad? And he told me because the police had shot his aunt.
There is nothing that could justify what happened on Saturday morning. Nothing.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit us at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.